What kids? It was several things. First, it was the Spike Jonze Biggie video, "Sky's the Limit" from '97. That was a major, right? Major influence. Sir, you look unfamiliar with this work, so I'm gonna no offense, just demographic shot in the dark I'm taking. But so in this video, Notorious B.I.G. was murdered, and Spike Jonze, the director, was tasked with producing a video for a dead artist for this posthumous single. And so what he decided to do was he was going to do a straightforward 90s Bad Boy Records style music video with the cars and the girls and the mansion, and use 8-year-old children in all the parts. He had a baby Biggie and a baby Puff Daddy and a baby Busta Rhymes. There was I think baby Mary J. Blige, if I recall. It was so cute, and they just straightforward lip synced it and did all that. It was so good. Then I saw an off-Broadway musical many years after that called "A Very Merry Unauthorized Children's Scientology Pageant," which was entirely performed by kids, like an elementary school doing a Christmas pageant and the story of Jesus, but instead of Jesus, it was the story of L. Ron Hubbard and how he created Scientology. Written by a couple of Yaleys, this really brilliant Bowie-esque musical, and I approached the writers and I said, I want to option the rights to the musical and do a Scientology documentary. This was almost 10 years ago. And use the musical with the children performing it as a framing device. And nobody thought that was a good idea except for me. And it was also before Scientology docs became in vogue, and nobody was willing to risk this very litigious organization. And now everybody's got a Scientology doc, and so it's kind of one that got away. And so I've always had this idea kicking in the back of my mind, and you can't just use it on any doc. Like Cocaine Cowbabies would not be appropriate, I don't think, for example. So like, this movie came up, and we realized that, you know, when you do a 30 for 30, we've done a few of those, you interview some players and some coaches, and then you intercut a bunch of sports footage. Because they talk about this national championship or this game, and you show clips from the game. No, I think they reference maybe, 2 or 3 baseball games actually, or even mentioned. So we didn't have any B-roll. We just had all these great interviews, and there was nothing really to cut to. So we knew we had to do recreations of some kind. And then listening to the Porter, I don't know, the Porter's heard me say this several times, I don't know if he likes it, but he and Tony had very similar storytelling styles in that they're very vivid, and they're very expressive, and they do dialogue. They say, and then I said to him, go pound sand, and he said to me, do you know who I am? And I said to him this, and then, so I realized we could drunk history this. They talk in dialogue, so we could have actors lip sync that dialogue. And since all of these men acted like children, and children, to Porter's point, were the real victims in all of this, not just Tony's high school student patients, but children who look to these players, to the sanctity of America's pastime, and these players as role models, and they're not. And that's the thing, is that it's the message of the new America to me in this movie. It's that, you know, Alex Rodriguez, I don't knock his hustle. He is a beloved pop culture figure now. He never was as a player. Yankees fans used to boo him when he'd come out, you know, to bat. So now he's reinvented himself as this pop culture. My mom knows who he is. I mean, J-Lo's boyfriend is how she knows him, but nonetheless, she knows who he is. And it's incredible. And so Lie, Cheat, and Steal, and you two can go from, you know, disgraced former player to multi-million-dollar broadcaster. Lie, Cheat, and Steal, you two can become the commissioner of Major League Baseball. Lie, Cheat, and Steal, and you two kids could be president of the United States. And that's the message that we're sending our children in this new generation of American values. It used to be honesty, integrity, do unto others, and now it's like, no, you just play for you. You're the only thing that matters. It's all, like I said, it's how we drive in this town, you know? Where we have to go so much more important where anybody else has to go. We can't use our turn signals, we can't. That's why they call it my Emmy, not our Emmy. You know, it's my fucking Emmy, you know?
Billy, you mentioned